Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of A Moment with Maverick. And joining me is a very special guest tonight. He is going to be going up against Damien for #1 contendership for the NFW Championship on April 8th. Richy D-Light!
Thank you, James Maverick. Thanks for having me on.
Not a problem. I'm so delighted to have you. And I know you're so busy at the moment because you're getting ready for a big title match in just over a week's time against the undefeated Damien and a man I know you have a lot of history with, Judas Sexton.
Yeah,
so
unfortunately.
Tell me about that first and foremost. How does it feel going into such a big match, knowing that one of your competitors you have such a big history with?
Well, to be fair, I have history with both of them, unfortunately. So Judas Sexton, obviously, as everyone knows, he's stolen the academy, right? So he managed to weasel his way into taking it from Theodore Powers, and it's become something I now hate. You know, it's become something that he's tarnished. He's tarnished the legacy of the NFW Academy. You know, we had such a good vibe, you know, such a good mentality in regards to the academy, and now he's just tainted it. He's turned it into this, you know, as he calls it, the Judas Sexton Combat Club, and it's lost sight of what, you know, me and Theo, when we started it, it's lost sight of what it was. Apart from that, obviously, I've only ever had one match with Judas Sexton, you know, and he got the better of me. Maybe I underestimated him, you know, as something I shouldn't have done, but I did. And he'll always have that victory over me, you know, of being able to take one from, you know, what was his coach at the time, you know. So yeah, it's tricky. With Damien, obviously, two times I've faced Damien, and both times I've come on the losing effort, but then so have so many people that have come in, you know, not to make an excuse for my loss, but just to, you know, to really sort of drive home that Damien isn't human, you know, that he's just this.
And just on that point, I mean, I just want to kind of interject if you don't mind.
Of course.
And just, so you have an 0-3 record against, you know, the two competitors that you're going to be up against.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't beaten either Judas or Damien in your time at NFW. Also, you've had a couple of title matches up until now.
Yeah.
And you've fallen short on each occasion. I'm just wondering if any of that can play into your mentality going into this match on the 6th anniversary.
No, if anything, it's going to drive me more, because I've had NFW title match against Roth, match of the year 2019, right? I still have people to this day tell me, you know, match of the year, that we gave it all out there, that he was this close to losing. You know, the undeniable, as he was called, you know, he, for over 2 years, he held the belt, you know, and look at some of the people that he's beaten for that championship. Theodore Powers, Dave Francisco, Billy Ranger, Connor Mills, you know, all these guys that have gone on to be people, you know, in British wrestling. And the fact that I was this close to taking it from him is truly remarkable. You know, that I don't know if people thought I could, but by the end they were believing that I could have taken that belt from him. And that's what you're going to see again April 8th. In a triple threat, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So it doesn't matter whether I have to pin Damien or I have to pin Judas. One of them I have to beat. I don't even have to beat Damien. However, if I do beat Damien, the man that no one's beaten, that will just solidify that I should be in that match and I should be the victor of that match.
And, you know, people have described you as being like the heart and soul of NFW. I mean, you were the coach of the academy.
Yeah.
You have been there since day one. You know, you and Theodore, to some extent, have always been described as kind of the heart and soul of NFW.
Yeah.
What would it mean to you to be the NFW champion?
It would be, I don't want to say the final chapter, but it'd be like the peak, you know, because it truly is the biggest thing you can have in the company. You know, as great as the tag titles were when I was champ with Theo, that was great, you know, and we did a lot for that division. And we even introduced the Champions Challenge match, you know, which gave tag teams that chance to then not only be seen as tag teams, you know, we can use this to push on to those belts. The dynamic's great, and I think it's got a great reason behind it. I think, you know, so many titles are wasted, and it's a title that once again allows you to get up there. But when you have that big red belt, it's like the peak, the epitome, you know, It's what everyone wants to be because you're the guy on the poster. You're the guy that people want to take photos with. You know, you're the guy that represents that company. That when people think NFW, that you're that guy. You know that, and I want people to think NFW Richy D-Light. I don't want people to think, well, as you know, as great as someone like Damien is in the ring. I want to be that guy. You know, I want to be that one that people think NFW. You know, the guy, the mainstay, the heart, you know, as you say, I want to be that person, that icon, you know, that is in that position, you know.
And just one more question for you.
Yeah.
You talked about it. I can see how much it means to you, that title. When I next see you, are you going to be wearing the big red belt?
Whether I have to pin Damien or whether I have to pin Judas Sexton, I will be here with the belt. This is the biggest match of my career, and it is not about to go to waste.
Thank you, Richy D-Light, for being on A Moment with Maverick. And if you'd like to see Richy D-Light picking up the big red belt in April, make sure you get your tickets now. We'll see you there.